It's already.
Sure, sure. Thank you everyone for coming today as part of our Recycling Awareness Month. We know that recycling is something that all of us see that we need to do, we need to participate in. Um, it starts with sort of managing our dry waste at home and then making sure that every different material reaches our recyclers. ProEarth has a network of recyclers whom we channel different materials that we aggregate. And Hanif is one of them. National Enterprises is one of them. We are here today to deepen our understanding on one particular material, which is glass, a very popular and suggested material as an alternative to plastic. And I'd like to welcome Hanif, who is the director of National Enterprises. He's a third generation glass recycler. Incidentally, National Enterprises is also Pollution Control Board certified company that looks at glass recycling. And without taking too much of time, we welcome you, Hanif, to our webinar. And we just sort of like to uh, delve into the questions. So the first one, of course, is very obvious. How is glass sort of recycled, Hanif? And if you could just sort of share with us.
First of all, thank you, Hamza, for inviting me. It's really nice to be here to, spread the information that's really necessary for us nowadays. So, first of all, see, glass is a good alternative to plastic. That's absolutely true. And so we have been in this business for the last, I guess, 40 years. My grandmother started this business, in the 80s, I think. Yeah. My dad has been working since he was 9 years old, and we have been in the glass. Basically, we recycle all types of scrap. Even we even take plastic, rubbers, and all that stuff. So basically, glass recycling. First, I'll start with my field. So I am into like say 90% of my glass recycling work is with automotive glass recycling, which is the windshields of the cars. So maybe unfortunately, if any of you have ever been in an accident in a car, you might have noticed that the glass doesn't fall on you, the windshield wedges. So that is because in the late, I guess it was in the 80s or 90s, before that, all the glass used to be toughened glass, which is like if it breaks, it would all shatter on top of you, and that would cause many injuries. So to prevent that, the companies have started using laminated glass. So what they do is basically say we can say a 2 mm sheet of rubber, which is called as PVV, polybutyrate. It is. So it is placed between two sheets of glasses, and is heated and pressed. So that's the reason the glass sticks to the rubber and doesn't fall on you in case of a crash. So what we do is all around Pune, like right now, you know that Pune is basically the automotive hub right now. We have all the automotive companies over here. So what we do is the glasses that are broken while the assembly of the vehicle, we collect those glasses from the car manufacturers. We collect those from small garages. We collect those from the showrooms, and we even collect those from the companies who manufacture the glass. So right now in Pune there is Saint Gobain. It is the oldest company in the world for glass. So they do automotive glass in Pune, and we have a company in Visakhapatnam, that's Pilkington Automotive, and there's we collect all types of glasses from Saint Gobain's all the other plants as well. So what we do is we basically the process is to separate the rubber from the glass, because glass is such a product that to make glass you need glass. Yeah. So it's not like you can just the basic product in making glass is silica sand, but for that you need glass as well. Like there are some companies that are basically grinding down the glass down to sand. There's a company Australia. I just saw the video yesterday. So that's what we are doing. We're just recycle. We're just separating the rubber from the glass. We are using completely natural method. We don't use any chemicals, and the rubber is supplied to polymer companies, which they use in making the shoes, the soles of the shoes, and other rubber products as well. Whereas the glass, which is crushed, it is called cullet. So it's crushed into small pieces. The glass is then sent to Gujarat, where it is then melted down and again used to make different types of glasses. Basically, the window panes that I use, those types of glasses. Yeah.
So what you're saying is that the product itself can be circularly reused over and over and again. It
Yes,
doesn't.
yes, yes,
So does it? So
yes.
in plastic, typically what we say is upcycling or downcycling. Does glass also see something like that?
No, no. Glass is basically, you can say it's 100% recyclable, because see in the if we see by in the case of plastic, it takes what, thousands of years to decompose. Glass doesn't decompose. That's a dangerous thing. So the problem is that that glass doesn't decompose. But the thing is, you can use it again. That's not the case with plastic. Plastic cannot be used again. That's why.
Completely, irrespective of what size, what mm,
Exactly, exactly.
it doesn't matter. You can just sort of
Yeah.
reuse all of it into making into something else.
Like like in the case of plastic, the microplastics are the most dangerous thing. They cannot be recycled. But in the case of glass, even the smallest part, it can be melted down, it can be cleaned, it can be melted down, and
Right,
it can be recycled. Even in the
right.
case of mirrors. So in the mirrors, there's usually a different coating in the behind the mirror. So there is some process. There's some chemical cleaning process used in that, which strips the coating, and it can be done into regular glass. And again, same process: crush, melt, repeat. So we are planning to start a mirror cleaning process as well soon.
Oh, okay, okay. So in terms of recycling, and I know your grandmother started this, it'd be very great to
Yeah.
know what sort of inspired her to also start this business. But you would have also seen some technological advancements over the last 4 decades, right? So anything that you remember, anything that you've heard, if you could just share something about that.
So actually, earlier, when my grandmother used to work, they just used to like gather glass from anywhere they could and just clean it up using water or anything, and just supply in small quantities. But later on, when the work started increasing, this process has actually been developed by my father. He actually started this process. No one in the world actually does this process. I told him to
Okay.
get a patent for it, but he said no need. I just want to teach everyone how to do this. So
So,
earlier,
yeah,
yeah, yeah,
just
so earlier, what we used to do is the window shields, the windshields of the cars. So we actually used to beat them up with iron rods, the glass shields, to just loosen the glass from the rubber. And then it used to be piled on top of each other, sprayed with water, and then left in the sun for around a month or 2 months. But since the past 5 6 years, I guess we have been using machines. So the basic premise of the machine is that uh, you've seen a sugarcane juice machine. Yeah, that, but larger. So just hold on a second. I'll just show you, if I can. I'll show
yeah,
you
please,
my
please,
website.
please. Let me just
Yeah.
give you co-hosting rights immediately.
Yeah.
Yeah, you should be able to do that.
Okay, just hold on. I'm just starting the website. Yeah. Mm, Okay, I'll share my screen just a minute. Can you see my screen?
Not yet.
Okay.
Not yet.
Okay, just
There's a request that if it's possible, we could speak in Urdu. I'm really sorry, I don't speak in Urdu. But Hanif, if you do, then if it's convenient and it's
okay.
possible, uh,
Oh,
do share.
hold on.
There is a request.
Okay, I might have to rejoin. It's telling me to rejoin if I want to share my screen.
You
Just give
want to
me a
just
sec.
share the link? I could also just share it.
Yeah, wait, just a second. I'll just put it on the chat.
Yeah.
Yeah, Hamza, I've shared the link. Yeah.
Yeah, one sec. Yeah, Hanif, what would you like? You want me to check on this process?
Yeah, you can go into our processes, then I'll show you. Okay, so on the left, on the left, you can see that's the scrap, that's the broken windshields that we get from the various sources, as I told you.
Right.
So from manufacturers, from small time garage, and the showrooms as well. So after that, can you just go down a little? Yeah. So this video, can you play the video?
It's not playing.
So you see, that's the machine. They're putting in the glass. The crushed glass falling down. Yeah. So earlier, this was done using iron rods. Like 2, 3 people would just sit and they just keep hitting the
Right.
glasses to
Right.
loosen up as much as possible. After that, after the crushing is done,
Yeah.
we usually pile all the sheets like this. This is the step
Right.
two of our, yeah. So right now you can see this much glass. I think this might be more than 50 tons of glass in this.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So what it is done is we just stack it up, and in between every layer we spray some water, and we leave it like that for like a month or so. So due to the heat, it just keeps getting hot and loosens up. And on the left here you can see the glass. The final This is the final material, the finished product. So this is the glass, and this is the rubber that I told you. So this is inside all our windshields. We cannot even see it. Yeah.
Wow, amazing.
Yeah. So and this is the product that we separate from the glass. Yeah.
Right. So,
Earlier, all this used to be done with hand. We used to basically, after the hitting of the glass was done, we would leave it for a month. Then the people would use we would just scrub the glass to remove the rubber. Yeah.
how has the market sort of also evolved over the years?
See, market has evolved. It's basically uh, 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 in glass. The market is like, if you want to say, uh, glass is used for mainly privacy and safety. Okay, so there are different types of glass. Like some glasses are coated with a rubber sheet. So that's used for sound dampening. Earlier, it's just glass. Nothing else is in that. Now there are glasses. We get glasses with coated with rubber for that's used for sound dampening. Coated with different sheets of plastic. So depending on the sunlight, it changes the opacity of the glass, so that the inside stays cool. Then the safety glass, I also like Tata Motors. I also buy some scrap from Tata Motors. So in their scrap, we even get sometimes bulletproof glass. The bulletproof glass is 6 inches thick. Yeah. So the glass which no, normal glass which one person can lift, bulletproof glasses, it takes like 5, 6 people to lift one piece of glass.
Okay.
So it all depends.
Okay.
It all depends on the end user.
Right.
The what
And there's
process.
also a larger market today in terms of, say, a lot of FMCG products are coming in glass. There's alcohol bottles. There's like literally chashma also. They're like different
Yes.
components. What happens to stuff like that? And do you need like a big crusher like the way you showed, or do you optimize it and do you make it smaller? How does that work?
No, no, everything can be done in at the same scale. But the thing is, people don't recycle much. Like the common people of our country, we don't have much knowledge out there that people know to recycle. Like, see, people still use plastic because it's lighter to carry. Like, do you know what's the like? I'll just tell you the scrap prices of both the materials. plastic goes for around 20 to 30 rupees per kg, whereas glass is 7 rupees per kg. It makes no sense that people still use plastic.
Right,
But
right. So there again, market dynamics plays a huge role in terms of how things are also recycled and
yeah, basically it's just plastic bottles are easier to carry, one time use. That's the issue going on. That's
right,
why there are products. The company Borosil, they make lightweight glass products. Basically, you might have seen Borosil products, and Borosil is actually one of the only companies in India to make solar glass as well. Yeah. So there are products, there are companies like Borosil and all, they which are trying to replace plastic products, but still there need to be more players in the game right now.
right, right. So even though glass is sort of looked at as an alternative to plastic, what do you think
Hmm.
we can do to improve market conditions to, up recycling and reuse of more glass? Some thoughts on that.
It needs to be done at a ground level. See, we all know the early morning trucks, Swachh Bharat Ka Abhiyan song playing. They come to our houses to collect the glass. So it should start from there. Basically, it should start from the house. But people don't know a lot. But these guys are the first step towards educating people. They should say that they should have a separate compartment for glass. Because see, in our houses, what we do, okay, the glass fell down, we just throw it in the trash. We don't separate it. We don't keep it separately. We just dump the trash in the same way in the truck. That truck goes and dumps it into a larger truck, and that goes into a landfill. Actually, one of my godowns, one of my warehouses is behind a landfill. So I know like how much glass is being dumped into the ground. It's, as we say, it never decomposes. It just stays there. So it all needs to start at a ground level. We should the government can help in this, and they are taking some steps. Like from the last 2 years, we have been invited to some events. Right now, the you might have heard of the vehicle scrappage policy, all the 10 and 15-year-old vehicles. Yeah, so we have been invited. We were invited by Tata for that work. So hopefully soon we can start by that. Yeah.
In glass, especially in households, also comes in different colors, right?
Yeah.
Alcohol bottles are like of a different color. So in your entire process, do you also
Hmm.
emphasize sort of on color segregation? Do you have like some measures by which you differentiate on color and then there's a market on that? If you could just sort of elaborate, because that's something that a lot of people are very curious to know, because color, say, like in plastics, I know that there is
Mhm.
color segregation that happens, but it's also lightweight. You can very quickly do it. You can, have separate stash. We've
Mhm.
seen the informal economy sort of collected by color. So how does that happen in glass?
So the color in glass is basically dependent on the ion content of the glass. So there's two types of glass right now which I work with. The one I showed you, it has you can see it's sort of a light greenish hue the glass has. So that has a high ion content in that, and the other is clear white glass. Yeah. So those glasses go separately, and the other beer bottles and all, they have some dyes used in them. But the same, the iron content in those is high, and they use some different color dyes for that. And it's the same. It's melted and it turned into different colored glasses.
Right, right. Um, like the pet economy, where there's pet bottles have a very stable market price over years. Have you seen glass market also sort of be very stable at certain rates, or do you also experience fluctuations?
There is a fluctuation, but like see, I have been working in this. Like after I passed out from Wadia College in 15. I worked outside for 2 years. Like I worked in a company. I did a job for 2 years. And then 2017, I started working in my dad's business. So in that time, yeah, like I have sold glass at like 5 rupees as well. I've sold it at 10 rupees as well. It keeps on fluctuating.
What are these factors that sort of affect fluctuation? Also, because this is one space that nobody talks about, plastic economy, there's so much information out there, it's very overwhelming. But glass, it's like it's something that people don't get access to information. So that's why I'm asking.
Basic supply and demand.
That's it.
Yeah.
Like
So
there's
no, that's nothing else. See, depending on the, um, you can say the housing market, it affects glass a lot because buildings need a lot of glasses. Yeah. So depending on that, right now, like I guess from yesterday, 2 days ago, the stamp duty was increased from 6% to 15% for registration. So I am expecting that the housing market can slow down, and also the demand will decrease.
right, right. So those are factors that sort of play a critical.
Yes, and see, the thing is, it's all about information. How much information is out there? Like earlier, like when my father started this work, the companies used to pay us to take away the glass. There was one instance, the company I told you about, Saint Gobain. So that's a French company. So earlier, all the companies worldwide, they were tired of what to do with the scrap glasses. They just used to dump it in huge yards. So when the headquarters in France saw that they are actually, no, the Pune plant is not having any issues. So a team from France actually came to our godown to see the work that we are doing. They couldn't, they were not ready to believe that okay, one can recycle glass in that way. So after that, actually, we had to start to pay them. They were like, okay, you're earning from us, now start paying us. It was like that.
Okay, okay.
Yeah.
Right, right.
So there are still in the market, there are some other players who ship in glass from the Gulf. Over there, people still pay them to take the glass scrap. Okay, so I think we have a message here from Venkatesh. Do you have any recycling points in Pune, particularly for glass?
Yeah,
Mm,
well, if you're looking at household glass waste, you can always drop it off with ProEarth, and we anyway channel it to
exactly.
Hanif.
I work
That's
with ProEarth. They regularly supply me with glass scrap.
and yeah, so in fact, a lot of people who do call us say कि हमारे पास कांच है घर के काम के लिए renovation में किया था but कुछ टूट गया है.
Mm-hmm.
So we're also very happy that we're able to tell them, no, if you just handle it properly at your level, then we'll be very glad to get it to
There's no need to
no.
even handle it properly. I'll take glasses which are like 10 feet long. I'll take glasses which is like 1 centimeter short. There's nothing in that.
Yeah, no, no,
I
no,
don't
no.
need to
Just
crush.
just from a perspective that when our guys
Just
are
don't
loading and
dump it
unloading,
outside.
they
Just
don't.
don't dump it
Yeah,
in the ground. Yeah,
yeah.
that's
So
my point. Don't
they
dump it
don't
in the
get
ground.
scratched during the
Yeah.
transportation process. So that's the only care that
Hmm.
we sort of tell people to
Hmm.
take, so that nobody handling it should get hurt.
Yes, yes.
Basically, yeah, yeah. And that's actually very, very easy to do. It's not something that we need to take extraordinary efforts. We just handle that
Exactly,
and
exactly.
keep it properly. Yeah, yeah,
That's the problem. There's no information out there regarding all
yeah.
these are simple things that people should know, that the
Correct.
government should help people understand.
Yeah, yeah. So, another question that I had was, see, you're an MPCB authorized,
Yeah.
recycler.
Hmm.
We hear of that concept, like I said, a lot about plastic. What does that mean for
Mhm.
glass? How do the standards sort of vary here?
So basically, MPCB basically checks that we are not dumping the material into the ground. We are not polluting any natural resources or anything like that. So, along with the glass, there are many other byproducts. So, do you know, like for cutting glass, water jets are used. So, there's some scrap coming from that as well, which is we get a glass paste when the water jet is used to cut glass. So it gets formed into a small sludge. So basically, MPCB makes sure that any byproduct is not dumped. It does not end up in any landfill. That's so. And in the case of glass, my MPCB license, which I have, it's in Pune. I think there's only one or two other people who have MPCB license for glass. Yeah. We are right now actually the glass sludge that I told you about. We have done some tests and we are planning to use that sludge to make bricks.
For construction?
Yeah,
Okay.
we have
Okay.
actually done a small test. We have made around 50, 60 bricks using that glass powder. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So now going to open the floor for any questions. If anyone has, feel free to unmute yourself and, ask Hanif.
So Hanif, I have a question. I'm Anil, the founder of ProEarth.
Yeah.
Uh, so, um, so this is great that I think that you've joined us here. It's very important for all our
Thank you. Thank you.
customers also to know how glass is recycled. What are
Mhm.
the ways we can organize it and make sure more of this material goes to people like you who are
Mhm.
technically, I would say, technical experts in handling these materials.
Yes.
So I think the larger question for us all, as let's say residents of the city, I think I want
Mhm.
to take it more from that angle. So
Mhm.
what would be, see, what we ask most of our customers and residents to do is to keep their glass separate. When it comes to bottles, when it comes to the smaller glasses, it's not a big problem. Okay,
Mhm.
I think a lot of people now, particularly who are working with us, understand how to organize it and deliver it to us. We also have it picked up. I think
Mhm.
the larger issue is when it comes to the bigger glasses. There's particularly window panes,
Mhm.
glasses that are kept on furniture and something like this. So how, what should a person do to get the proper linkages to channel glass? Let's say, for example, ProEarth is also not present in
Mhm.
maybe one part of Pune. What would be
Mhm.
the approach for a householder to take to recycle glass, or how, what would you recommend?
So, see, like in Pune itself, there are many small scrap vendors. Like if you go outside somewhere in any area, you know those bhangar walas who come, or even those one who use the cart. You can sell it to them because in the end, that glass will come to me or any other glass recycler. Like I have for Pune itself, like 5 or 6 vendors working in different area. I have a guy who's working who collects glass from Kothurud and Katraj. I have a guy who works in Wagholi. I have a guy who works in Chakan. I have a guy who works in the city. So all these guys, they what they do is they collect glasses from these small scrap vendors, the one who have roadside stalls, who work roadside collecting scrap and all that. They collect from these guys, and then in turn I collect it from them.
But in but in
Okay.
some cases there are also people who don't sort of pick up glass. So I know that there are some places where, say, the waste collector at the doorstep itself
Hmm.
uh, don't don't want to pick that up. Either it could be because they worry about it breaking, or what can one do in that case?
Mm, in that case, actually, we need to talk to them because see, we can package the glass safely and give it to them. We cannot just keep it into a house. We can tell
Right.
them, okay, yeah, like if you want, if you have any issues, like if some sort of societies have or no, yeah, we can do something like this. Like if it's a housing society, we can tell them that okay, you can just collect all the glasses that your residents have in the house which is broken or anything, and then they can contact you, or they can contact me. I can send if it's a good enough quantity, I can send in my vehicles to get the glass as well.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure.
So Ajaz Ali, how can a low cost investor do this? Okay, they don't collect. So are we still talking about the scrap vendors, Arundhati?
Mm,
Okay, I'll just assume they are still talking about the scrap vendors. So that's what I
yes.
said. You can
Yes.
basically everywhere. See, in India, where there's not just one family. We are always a community. In anywhere you go, there is a community. We can organize with that. We can come together with them, organize together. Then you can collect it together. And there is ProEarth. There, no, I am here. There are many other organizations. You can go through them. Even if the small time scrap vendors don't collect, there are many other ways that we can we can do, we have to find them.
Okay, Arundhati, just to add to your question, the point of us ProEarth being here and sort of also working with partners like Hanif is basically to close these gaps. We are looking at ways that where the normal scrap person who comes to your or a normal waste person who comes to pick up may not necessarily pick up certain types of materials. So that's the reason why we are trying to sort of bridge those gaps and make sure that as many materials as possible go into the economy and they don't end up in landfill. That's really ultimately the goal. And sometimes what happens is there are both logistical challenges and I would say economic challenges. And if we come together and we understand each other, I think there are ways that we can definitely overcome those challenges.
Exactly.
Yeah, yeah, actually, I'm a tissue culturist, so we have a lot of broken bottles. So it is just not one or two bottles or something. It comes in sacks. So I tried finding lot many such on the net also where I can go and give. I just found one in PCMC and I took everything and I went to them to give it. Even the amber color bottles, they said we don't collect the crystal ones, we take the amber color. So I said, okay, fine. So I started collecting instead of throwing in the dustbin. But that too, they didn't take. So I just brought it back. And I just don't know where to give because glass I know because I give plastic for recycling. I always collect it different. So I just had a challenge with the glass material, and I still have it with me in my store. So that's good. That's why that was a reason for me to
We'll,
join this workshop so I can know where I can give it. So it's good. So please share your number so I can give
sure,
it to
ma'am.
you people.
We'll be very
Yeah,
happy to sort of come
Pro
and
definitely
collect
does
it. Yeah.
collect separate of bottles because I take those bottles from them.
My
Yeah.
store is full of broken bottles. Literally, I don't throw
So,
in the dustbin
so
also.
our team will get in touch with you, Keskar ma'am. So don't worry at all. Think you
Yeah,
you really
I'll start making
Yeah, yeah.
space
Thank
in
you
my
so much.
warehouse.
Yeah, thank you so much because I collect plastic and I found this Sagar Mitra. I give them regularly, uh, and they appreciate it. So glass was a big challenge. Thank you so much for it.
Yeah.
thanks.
Oh,
Thanks.
I
Yeah, I
think
think we can take that
Ajaz,
question on low cost in can a low cost
yeah,
investor do this?
Ajaz, would you like to elaborate like आप आराम से कुछ आपको exactly क्या जानना है basically? Okay. ओके सो आप पाकिस्तान से हो लाइक डू यू वांट मी टू मैं हिंदी में बात करूँ आपको चलेगा?
अनम्यूट करके भी पूछ सकते हैं एजाज, देयर इज नो
आप
प्रॉब्लम।
खुद अनम्यूट करके एजाज।
अस्सलाम वालेकुम।
वालेकुम सलाम एजाज भाई।
हाँ सर, हमारे ज़बरदस्त और बहुत काफ़ी हमें इंफॉर्मेशन मिली, क्योंकि मैं भी यहाँ पे अपने इलाके में छोटा सा रिसाइकलिंग पे काम करता हूँ।
जी
खास करके हमारे सिटी का जो वेस्ट है उसको, ये सबसे ज़्यादा जो इश्यू होता है वो इसी का ही होता है, शीशे का। वो डैमेज जो होता है फिर उसको रिसाइकलिंग भी हम नहीं कर सकते। कुछ हालात भी हमारे इस इलाके के ऐसे ही हैं, हमारे पाकिस्तान के।
किस तरह का
तो
शीशा है आपके पास?
मार्केटिंग का और इसको रिसाइकलिंग करने का
नहीं नहीं,
ज़बरदस्त
पर कौन सा शीशा होता है लाइक खिड़कियों का शीशा होता है, बोतल का, गाड़ियों का, कौन सा
मिक्सिंग।
तरह का?
सर हमारे जो सिटी का वेस्ट है ना सर, उसमें ये तकरीबन मिक्स में आता है। गाड़ियों का भी आता है, घरों का भी आता है, हर किस्म का जो भी शीशा है सर वो आता है हमारे पास। बोतलें हो गई।
तो देखिए कैसा है, देखिए अभी मैं मेरे यहाँ का तो मैं काफ़ी कंपनीज को जानता हूँ, जैसे जो कांच जो ग्लास बनाती है। तो अभी आपके यहाँ का तो मैं बता नहीं सकता बिकॉज मुझे पता नहीं है आपका एग्जैक्टली कहाँ पर है। तो आपको बस एक काम करना होगा कि कौन
जी
सी
जी सर।
आपके यहाँ पे ग्लास कंपनीज है, आप उनसे कॉन्टैक्ट कीजिए। आपके पास
अच्छा
जो अलग अलग तरह की कांच आती है, आप उनको सैंपल ले जाके दे दीजिए। वो आपको बता देंगे कि वो कौन सी कांच ले सकते हैं, कौन सी कांच नहीं ले सकते हैं।
अच्छा।
हम्म।
शुक्रिया सर, ऐसे ही
बेसिकली
करेंगे।
मैं तो कहूंगा अगर आपको शुरू करना है तो आप गाड़ियों की कांच से आप शुरू कर सकते हैं। मेरी वेबसाइट भी मैंने चैट में डाली हुई है, आप उसमें जाकर सारा प्रोसेस भी देख सकते हैं।
नहीं, काफी लर्निंग हुई है सर। ये अलग से भी है एक, और इसकी मार्केट में हमारे पास बहुत है, जहाँ ये चीजें हमारे पास ज्यादा मिलती हैं, मगर ये पता नहीं था कि किस तरह से इसको हम प्रोसेस
हम्म
कर सकते हैं।
हम्म।
और हम
देखिए, अब
ऐसा ही
ये
आपको
ग्लास
शुक्रगुजार हैं।
कंपनीज काफी ग्लास कंपनीज हर जगह होती है। यहाँ तक कि छोटे वर्कशॉप्स भी होते हैं, लाइक जैसे आपको पता है जो शो पीस वगैरह बनाते हैं,
जी जी सर।
डिस्प्ले के लिए शो पीस बनाते हैं, तो वो बड़ी बड़ी कंपनियां नहीं होती है। वो छोटे वर्कशॉप में, छोटे वेयर हाउसेज में ही काम करते हैं। तो ऐसी जो ग्लासेस जैसी आप बोल रहे हैं,
जी जी।
वो लोग भी ले लेते हैं। या फिर जो कंचे जो बनते हैं मार्बल्स, उसकी फैक्ट्री वाले, वो आप वो ढूंढ सकते हैं, वो लोग भी लेते हैं ग्लास स्क्रैप। एंड उनका तो
अच्छा
ऐसा
सर,
कुछ
ये
कि
जो
हमको ऐसा
गाड़ियों के सर
ही चाहिए। जी
सर जो गाड़ियों के शीशे होते हैं,
जी।
इसको जो हम रोलिंग जिस तरह से आप कह रहे थे वीडियो में,
हम्म।
ये सर इसकी लो कास्ट मशीनरी जो होती है, जहाँ ये
बस तो
क्यों।
देखिए, मशीनरी अगर आप वो विदाउट मशीनरी भी कर सकते हैं, बिकॉज हम लोग लाइक तकरीबन 20 साल हमने विदाउट मशीनरी ही किया था।
अच्छा
सो
जबरदस्त।
सिंपल प्रोसेस है। लोहे का पाइप, लोहे का रॉड जो होता है, उससे आपको बस
जी
उसको उस ग्लास शीट को पीटना पीटना होता है, जब तक वो थोड़ा सॉफ्ट हो जाए नहीं, लाइक आप उसको आराम से फोल्ड कर सको। वैसी हालत में जब तक नहीं हो जाती कांच की, तब तक आप उसको पीट सकते हैं। एंड देन उसके बाद बस आपको उसको एक के ऊपर एक लगा के, और थोड़ा उसके ऊपर पानी छिड़क के, लाइक महीना भर रखना होता है बेसिकली। धूप में रखना है लेकिन उसे,
जी जी।
फिर उसको धीरे
अच्छा
धीरे
सर।
जब जैसे वो मटेरियल छूटने लगता है, आप उसको निकाल के फिर धो सकते हैं। फिर वो अंदर का रबर और कांच सेपरेट हो जाएगा फिर वो।
अच्छा सर, जैसे सोलर प्लेटें आती हैं तो उसमें भी इसी तकरीबन इसी
सोलर
टाइप का
प्लांट
इसी।
एक्चुअली, सोलर ग्लास ने मुझे बहुत तकलीफ दी हुई है। मैं अभी तक उसका प्रोसेस
अच्छा
निकाल नहीं पाया हूँ। मैंने
अच्छा
कुछ
अच्छा
समय पहले सैंपल लिया था। सोलर ग्लास को रिसाइकल करना थोड़ा मुश्किल है, बिकॉज
अच्छा।
कैसा उसमें अलग अलग टाइप के पॉलीमर्स यूज होते हैं।
हाँ,
जो
बिल्कुल
सोलर
सर।
को उसकी वायरिंग होती है,
जी
तो
सर।
उस चीज में काफी अलग अलग तरीके के मटेरियल यूज किए होते हैं। मैं सब कुछ यूज करके देख लिया। मैंने केमिकल्स यूज कर लिए।
वाह
मैंने
सर।
बेसिकली उसको आग लगा कर देख लिया, पर कुछ हुआ नहीं है
वाह।
बेसिकली अभी तक। तो जैसे ही मैं कुछ होता है, मैं हमसा को बता दूंगा। वो आपको बता सकते हैं।
नहीं, शुक्रिया सर, काफ़ी लर्निंग हुई। और
जी
स्पेशली टीम सारी का हम शुक्रगुजार हैं कि हमें ज्वाइन किया। हम छोटे से एक एरिया में रहते हैं, और काफ़ी लर्निंग हुई सर, खासकर आपके इंफॉर्मेशन से। और
बहुत
हमें
अच्छा।
उम्मीद है कि हम आगे भी आपसे अगर दोबारा ज्वाइन हुए तो हम आपको रिजल्ट भी देंगे और कुछ मॉडल हम
इंशाल्लाह।
दिखाएंगे। शुक्रिया सर, शुक्रिया, थैंक यू।
So it's very interesting. आप बता रहे हैं कि solar PVs are another challenge, and you think there
या
are more and more emerging challenges with different types, different materials coming together in the glass space, in the glass recycling space?
as long as there is innovation, there will be challenges, because everything is new. The starting of the product is new, so the end has to be new.
Right, and there is a lot of opportunity to work together to find solution even for end of life, right?
Yes, yes. Right now in other countries, so one of my friends, she has a relative in Australia. He is actually working with glass recycling. I plan to meet him soon, so that I can find out how exactly they are doing it over there, because Australia has a lot of solar use. So, and he has been doing it over there.
Yeah, just I think day before yesterday, it was in the newspapers that the first generation solar PV cells are now, have reached their end of life. So now recycling them is
Mhm.
going to be a huge, huge task. So we've got to
Hmm.
figure out how to do that. Yeah. So absolutely.
So my father right now, he is in the middle of a plan that with some other people, we are planning to set up a solar glass plant actually. Yeah. So
Right.
once we know how it is made, we can figure out how to recycle it.
Yeah. Yeah. So one question I had was people sort of also it's also people doing recycling, right? At different stages. Somebody is using an iron rod, somebody is putting it into the machine.
Mm-hmm.
What's sort of like the triple bottom line for people like this? Because it's very difficult and challenging to work with labor force, of course.
Hmm.
But to also move, say, from a traditional system of working with iron rods to now working in a larger machinery, what are the kind
Hmm.
of challenges that you face in terms of skilling and in terms of sustaining people with you?
So see, basically, Uh, I've worked with many different types of people. So earlier we used to pay them salaries. Salaried workers, they don't. They I have faced much problem with salaried workers. So right now, the people that I work with, what I have done is, I have like 3 sets of these machines that I've shown you. So we have handed those machines over to these people, and we pay them by like we basically have outsourced the work to them on a kg basis. So basically, what we do is they work in my godowns, they work in my warehouses. So what we do is we give them the raw material. We have taught them how to process it, and we pay them on basis of the weight of the end product, basically. So that has been proven to be like sustainable actually, because in that basically people feel like okay, they have their own skin in the game.
Right, right,
Yeah.
right.
So
And
that's
that sort of
that
brings in that ownership that's very, very
yeah,
critical.
exactly. Yeah. So they feel like okay, we are not salaried workers, we are working for ourselves. That kind of that mentality also helps.
Okay, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Anybody else would like to ask?
Hanif, I have another question in
Sure.
terms of see, are there any steps we can do before glass recycling where there are opportunities for reuse? See, for example, um, let's say beer bottles, right? Maybe there are some creative ways to just maybe cut them up and use them as different, like either as planters or glasses. And so, let's say, are there any services that the recycling industry or the glass people can give where, let's say we deliver a beer bottle, they can just cut it up in a certain way and give it as a product or something like that. This is just something
I think there are some people who do that. Like I just saw some products on Amazon last week. So it was a blue sapphire gin bottle. They had like turned it into glasses basically. So, but these are usually like 4 or 5 people doing such things, because on a large scale companies don't usually do this, because they it's easier to them to just set up a new plant and make a new product instead of like working with say bottle, like cutting it up and making a new product out of that.
Okay, got it.
And like you might have seen on the traffic signals as well, they beer bottles are used as lanterns. We can it's a simple process.
Right, right. Absolutely.
Yeah. Okay,
Would
so we have,
anybody
I think,
else?
joining late.
Yeah, no, no problem, no problem. So is anybody else has any question? Last few minutes. How has sort of plastics affected glass recycling? Do you see something uh, with more, of course, more and more usage of plastic is one, but how do you see development of different types of plastic affecting glass business?
Actually, like not in my line of work. As of yet, I haven't seen like any cross effect of different types of plastic. Because as I said, 90% of my work is with automotive glasses. So there's no like right now there's, unless and until people find a way to use plastic as windshields in the long run on a commercial scale, I don't think it poses an issue. Because as I said, plastic is more expensive than glass, but it also like see, a plastic bottle is maybe is like 50 grams or something. If we take a small bottle, a plastic bottle is 50 grams. Same size glass bottle can go up to like 300-400 grams easily. Yeah.
Right,
Hmm. So it all depends on the what product is it is being used.
right.
Hmm. Oh, okay. Manjri wants to know more about my glass recycling. Hmm. Okay.
Okay, Manjari,
Uh,
we'll just share the YouTube video. If you have any questions, you can post it on that. We'll get Hanif to sort of reply on that just in the interest of
Yeah, you
time.
can even go to my website. Yeah, I have posted my website in the chat as well. You can check out my website.
Okay, sir, can you please tell me the name of website again, because it's not visible here.
Okay, just a second. Yeah,
I
Hamsa
I
sent.
just added it. I just added it. That
Yeah.
is Hanif's website. Yeah.
Okay, thanks. Yeah.
Oh,
Okay, so if we don't have any more questions, we will just formally close. Thanks so much, Hanif, for taking the time out and
you're welcome. Thank you.
being
Thank you
part
for
of
calling
our
me.
recycling awareness. We just wanted to demystify recycling, because it's often said that if you just give something, recycling ho jata hai, but there's a lot of work, there's a lot of
Yeah,
process.
that's just the start of the process. Yeah.
Yeah, people, water, energy, all of that sort of have to come together for us to be able to recycle any material. And today's material in focus was glass. Thank you so much for giving us the time. And we hope that this recording and the short webinar that we had today would inspire others to also give something. Very great to have somebody from Pakistan join us today. Absolute surprise for Team ProEarth. Thank you so much, everybody, for taking time out today. Thanks.
Thank you, bro. Thank you, Hamsa. Thank you for calling me.
Thanks. Yeah, thanks.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Have a good day, everyone. Yeah.
Good day. Bye.